Hi, it's Bill, the Knee Pain Guru. Today is Monday, September 23rd, 2019. Welcome to today's subject. We're going to talk about what level of support do I need or you need for your knee pain. It's a topic that I get a lot of questions on. We're going to dig into it more later today. We'll be answering questions after the short presentation. So if you have questions, comments, anything you'd like to share, please enter those in the comments section over on the side in the live chat box, and we will address those after the short presentation. Make sure to give the video a thumbs up, like and subscribe to my channel, The Knee Pain Guru, as well as turn on notifications for future videos. I do these twice a week on various topics that are put in the comment section over on the side. So the more you contribute, the more I'm able to help. That's kind of how this works. I don't know, not all knee pain is created equal. It's actually very different. So understanding what you're dealing with is helpful for me to know how to direct and guide and support and encourage and get some clarity and focus and all that other kind of good stuff. So, okay, now we're going to get into the video, which is what level of support do you need for your knee pain. And there's several factors to take into consideration. One of those factors is, well, how long have you been in pain? Some people just twisted their knee over the weekend. Some people have been in pain for decades. There's a big contrast. The understanding that, like putting that in perspective, is important to understand the level of support you need. Someone who sprained their knee over the weekend may just need a bag of ice. Someone who's been in pain for decades, that has osteoarthritis, bone on bone, is limping around and can barely stand up, they need a different level of support. So it's important to take this into consideration when looking for how you're going to get help in terms of what you need for knee pain. Another component is what has happened to your knee. Once again, not all knee pain is created equal. You have people that have had, work with clients that have had 7 knee surgeries, arthroscopy, and then they tore ligaments and they had their knee cleaned up for scar tissue. And over time, that's a lot of trauma that can happen to a knee. And you have someone that sorry about that. Okay. So you have someone that have had 7 knee surgeries is going to be different than someone who's had 1 knee surgery, different than someone who's had a knee replacement. Very different. As well as if you've just injured your knee, or if you've just been diagnosed with arthritis or chondromalacia or patellofemoral syndrome. Those are different situations, different scenarios. So across the spectrum, you have to take into consideration what has happened to your knee and couple that with the length of time you've been dealing with what's going on with your knee, be it days or weeks, or if it's years or decades, there's a different level of support you're going to require. Other factors on the level of support is how busy you are. That's one of the biggest challenges that I get working with clients. They're too busy. It's like the knee pain is happening in their life and they have this list of things to do. And the more the knee hurts, the longer that list gets because they can't keep up with maintaining that list. So what ends up happening is they get themselves more stressed out, which actually increases the tension in the body. And when the tension in the body increases, the stress goes up, the pain gets worse. I bet you dollars to donuts this is happening with your knee, that the more stress you're under, the more pain your knees are in. It's kind of how it works. Being human, we have these physical bodies that the more they're stressed, the more tense they get, the less space there is for the tiny little nerves in the knee, the width of an eyelash, and it causes more pain. So in understanding that, if you don't have a lot of time to spare to deal with your knee pain, you want to make sure you get in a program or begin working with someone that is able to incorporate the relief that you're looking for into your busy life. Meaning like sitting in traffic, standing in the grocery store, in line at the bank, standing at the kitchen counter, if you're sitting at your desk at work. So it's important that the level of support that you're getting can work with a busy lifestyle. The next level, or the next point to look at, is your commitment level. This is a big one. There's no judgment here. Everybody has a different commitment level to getting out of knee pain. There's the perception that, and we kind of live in a society that we're looking at drug shot surgeries, like get rid of my knee pain yesterday, get rid of it fast. And when we understand that pain in the knee is caused by nerves the width of an eyelash that are being squeezed, sending a signal to your brain that you have pain, the potential for you being out of pain very quickly is there. It doesn't necessarily mean that's how fast it's going to happen, because there's a lot of other levels. There's things like water and nutrition and breathing and supplementation and exercise and stretching and mobility and changing the neurological patterns in your knee that all go into this kind of this black box in a way that is your body. And we're trying to figure out what is that's going on in order to undo and create the space so the nerve isn't irritated and you're in pain. So you can see that you have to have a certain level of commitment to this process in order to be able to move you down the continuum to reduce the pain and eventually get completely out of pain. So those are 4 huge factors that go into what level of support you need, how long you've been in pain, what has happened to your knee, how busy you are, and your commitment level to the process. Those are 4 biggies. And that helps manage expectations when you get into a program, whether you're working with a doctor or you're working with a physical therapist, or you're working with an alternative healthcare practitioner, or you choose to look at what I'm able to offer you. So now we're going to back up a little bit in how I look at addressing knee pain in order to get you where you want to be. It's important to begin with the end in mind. What do you want when you're done? And a lot of times it's a little tricky, because when you've been in pain for a long period of time, pain changes how we move, how we feel, because pain is an emotion, and it affects our brain. Our brain actually changes as a result of the pain we feel. We don't move certain ways. We don't do certain things anymore. We're more hesitant. We're more reserved. So it changes the way we think. So when I first start working with someone, a lot of times, or talk to somebody that's been suffering in pain a long time, their idea, they've set the bar very low for themselves because they don't believe they can actually truly ever be out of pain. This is key, and this is how pain changes how we think. When you've been doing things, whatever it is, exercise, physical therapy, you've been frustrated with the approaches that you've been using to this point, and you've been doing a lot of work and getting little or no results, and you've been doing it for a long period of time, it wears on your resolve. It wears on your belief that you can actually get out of pain. You begin to you've already started when you have pain in your knees, you've already started not trusting your body. There is a lack of belief that the knee won't be out of pain. And then you're going to get support, and that support doesn't have enough of a comprehensive presentation of what's going on in your body in order to move you beyond just doing exercises or stretches or doing rice therapy or basic simple things. We have to look at a more comprehensive approach. So in looking at the level of support you need, do you want to work in person with someone, or do you want to work remotely? You have to be comfortable in yourself whenever you choose the type of therapy, the type of approach, or who you want to work with. Working in person or working remotely, because not everyone works in person and not everyone works remotely. So that is something to take into consideration. And you know for yourself what feels right for you. Will you do the work yourself? And it doesn't matter if it's me, a physical therapist, or a doctor, they give you something to do. Will you actually do the work? You have to be honest with yourself. Because if you don't want to do the work or you're not that committed, well, guess what? Knee pain tends not to change because it's a neurological pattern that is stuck in the knee. It's stuck in how you walk. It's stuck in how you move. And unless you're willing to commit to changing that, both in a short and a long-term strategy, knee pain tends not to change, which is why there's so many people with arthritis. Like 1 out of 2 people are slated to have arthritis. This is the Arthritis Foundation in their knees by the time they're 80. That's some statistic. As well as how many people are getting knee replacements. You probably know somebody, at least one person, that is at a knee replacement surgery. And a lot of times they think that's a great thing. And for those people, that is great. But if you want to keep your own knees, you want to have your own joints, you got to look at something different. Another thing is, do you ask a lot of questions? Because there's a lot of nuance. There's layers and levels to this knee pain game. Getting out of knee pain, most people, it's like they're playing checkers. Well, let's see, what exercises do I need to do? How many sets or how many reps do I need to do? Well, it's not deep enough. It's not enough. That's why there's so many people suffering and limping around and doing the drug shot surgery, and they're not getting better. So if you have lots of questions, there's a lot of distinctions and nuances in terms of progressing out of pain. That's a lot of things to look at. And here is another, this is a point here I have, having realistic expectations based on those 4 points that I initially listed: how long you've been in pain, what has happened to your knee, how busy you are, and your commitment level. You want to have realistic expectations with those points, but you also want to still be open to the best possible outcome, right? If we're still in a place, like in this negative place of thinking that the pain is never going to go away, it's not going to change, there's nothing I can do, I've tried everything, then you shut down the possibility of your body getting out of pain. Because remember this, and we got some people on the line here. If you have any questions, please type those in over in the live chat section. We'll be addressing those in just a moment. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up, like and subscribe to my channel, The Knee Pain Guru, as well as turn on notifications for future videos. I want to leave you with this before I wrap up this presentation. Your body is magnificently made. It's an interconnected number of different systems. Your skeletal system, your muscular system, your circulatory system, your cardiovascular system. There is so many different components to who you are. And they're all trying to work in conjunction with each other. And some of those systems get in conflict with another system. It causes pain. When you have knee pain, there is a lot of it has to do with the skeletal system and the nervous system. And when you have this tension pattern that's going on in the body, there is a way your body has found to get into pain. We would all agree. Something has happened that has got your body into pain, which means there is another way your body can get out of pain. Bottom line, end of story. There is a way your body can get out of pain. And the only way to find that way out of pain is not by pushing through the pain. It's by going to where the pain isn't, or comfort. And it's difficult to see that when we understand on a neurological level, pain has changed the way you move, the way you feel, and the way you think. So, okay, that's the end of my presentation. If you have questions about your knees, your diagnosis, whatever is going on in your body, Sharon, let's see. Sharon. Sharon, I dropped the link for you. Let me see. Let me get that knee club link. Okay, for those that are wondering what Sharon is asking, Sharon is a member of my group coaching program. That group coaching program is called Knee Club. We meet on Mondays and Thursdays, and we meet in a format similar to this. And the members ask questions as to what's going on with their knee. They say, hey, Bill, my kneecap hurts. Behind my knee hurts, inside above the knee, inside below the knee. It hurts when I sit. It hurts when I go upstairs or downstairs. And what I do is I have videos in a members area of my website where I say, hey, Sharon, go over here and do modules 1, 2, and 40. And on the next call, you let me know how that relieves the pain in the areas of the knee that you're struggling with. So what ends up happening is they have an experience. And remember, I was just talking about comfort just a moment ago. If there's a way your body can get into pain, then there's a way to get out of pain. So essentially what I do is I coach clients in this group coaching program how to create comfort in their knee, to get the pressure off of the nerves that are causing the pain, and then interpret the signals of what their body, the feedback that they give me, that their body gives them, how to get them out of pain. So if they get relief with module 2 and it comes back 15, 20 minutes later, there's a good chance that the body is dehydrated. Or the body may not have enough minerals, or that we may need to change the diet, or we may need to do a little bit of stretching, or we may need to try something else. We don't know unless there's that interaction, there's that dialogue to figure out how to get the body out of pain. And this is how I work with clients. It doesn't matter if you just sprain your knee, or you have bone on bone, or you've had a knee replacement. We're still working with the same nervous system. If you're human, you're listening to this, you have a nervous system that is controlled by your brain, goes down your spinal column. Those nerves go into your knees, down your legs, and all of that. And the stress and tension that we feel from all of the input that we get, accident, injuries, surgeries, trauma that happen to our body, causes us to tense up, and it irritates the nerves. When those nerves get irritated, we perceive it as pain, tightness, fullness, shooting, burning, tightness, tingling. There's all sorts of interpretations that the body gives as a result of nerve irritation. So I'm kind of like this translator. I'm the nervous system whisperer to be able to interpret what's going on with your knee, with your hips, with your lower back, ankles, feet, hamstrings, quads, whatever that is, to make sure you continue to we essentially train the body how to get comfortable and how to recover faster. If you have questions, please ask those over on the side here. Sharon, thank you for asking your question. Anyone else? Anyone? It's a good opportunity. Okay, well, we don't see any questions coming in, and that's okay. We do these. Please give the video a thumbs up, like and subscribe to my channel, The Knee Pain Guru. Turn on the notifications for future videos. And if you want to get going, you want to have some like actionable things, breaking it down into Robert, Baker cyst relief. The Baker cyst is a formation of essentially your lymphatic system that isn't able to drain at the top of your calf or behind your knee. What ends up happening is there is a tension pattern that is going on in the bones, in the leg, that doesn't allow the lymph, and you think of the lymph like the garbage collectors. It cleans out all of the gook. That's a medical term, gook, in the back of your leg. Or in your body. You have lymph nodes all over your body, and it moves waste out of your body. When we have a certain tension pattern in the knee, the hips, and the lower back, what ends up happening is the lymph kind of gets stuck in the back of the knee. It comes in, but it can't move through normally. And what happens is it forms this cyst, or this ball of stuff, garbage that the body can't move it out. And it's because of a tension pattern that is going on in the knee or in the leg that stops the lymph from moving through. I use the analogy a lot of times of like, if you've ever had a garden hose that you've pulled around the corner of a house and it gets kinked, you have the pressure on one end of the garden hose and the water doesn't come out of the other end. Right where that kink is, you could think of it like that's where the Baker cyst forms. Or in the analogy of the garden hose, that would be where the Baker cyst forms in your knee, because you have pressure coming in one end and it gets stuck there at the tension pattern and it isn't able to move out. I've worked with clients that their Baker cyst resolved on their own because we addressed the tension pattern in the knee, we addressed the tension pattern in the hips and lower back, and we started looking at what was in terms of their hydration, the amount of water that they drank, because if the body is dehydrated, all of that stuff gets thicker. It gets harder to move through the leg because there's not enough fluid. There's not enough water. It's why people get strokes and heart attacks. The blood congeals, it gets thicker, and then it gets stuck someplace. Well, this is what's happening in your lymphatic system. It gets too clumpy and it can't move through. Plus you have a narrower area because of the tension in the leg or in the knee, and then the cyst forms. So in order to get relief, once again, we address the tension in the hip, in the knees, the hips, the lower back. We essentially create comfort in these areas to relax the tension. When the tension relaxes, there's more space. And when there's more space, now the lymphatic system can move. One of the reasons we look at the hips and lower back is because the lymphatic system doesn't have a pump of its own. Like your heart pumps blood, your lungs pump oxygen, the cerebral spinal fluid that goes from your cranium, your head, down to your sacrum is pumped whether you do anything or not. All of these systems pump whether you do anything or not. The lymphatic system is only pumped by locomotion, meaning movement. When we move, when we walk, roll around on the ground, exercise, whatever that is, that flushes our lymphatic system out. When we have these tension patterns in the body from physical pain, knee pain, we don't move in certain ways, so the lymph doesn't get moved out in certain ways. It doesn't access certain parts of our bodies because of the tension, because of the way we feel and how it's changed the brain, the way, like, we don't want to move in that manner or in that area or in that way. The lymph gets stuck in certain areas. So it has an effect on hormones and a cascade of other things that we don't necessarily need to know or understand. We get the knee comfortable, we get the hips and lower back comfortable, we get you moving better and easier. All of that stuff comes back online, and it works because, well, you're not in pain. How's that, Robert? And answer your question. Sharon, did we get you all set there? And then Mona, you said hi, hello, how are you? Anyone else have questions while I'm still here? I think I got, hold on a second. Oh, Robert, we're gonna be talking in a little bit. Robert signed up for one of my coaching programs. It was just a September special, so we're working for a few weeks. We're working for a few weeks together. If you're interested, I think, wink, wink, nudge, nudge, I am going to be doing another one in October, and if you would like to be part of that, head over to my website, the Knee Pain Guru, and I have an October coaching special I may be putting up here shortly. And it only goes out to my list, those on my newsletter. I don't broadcast it out over YouTube. So if you want to be part of that, make sure you're on the newsletter list and keep an eye out for that. Any other questions, anyone? If you like the video, give it a thumbs up, like and subscribe to my channel, The Knee Pain Guru. Turn on notifications for future videos. Share this video with your friends, especially those that limp. The limpers out there, there's a lot of them. Think of it, somebody was asking me the other day about knees, and I was like, it's a great strategy because there's 9 billion people in the world, which means we have 18 billion knees. Yeah, there's a lot of people with knee pain. Okay, no more questions. Our next video is going to be, we're going to do it on Thursday. Thursday the 26th. I'm not sure the topic as of yet. We'll see how it goes from there. Thank you all for being here. Thank you for asking the questions, Robert and Sharon, Mona, for your contributions to this. This is Bill Paravano, the Knee Pain Guru, going to sign off for today. Have a wonderful day, wonderful rest of the week, and I will see you soon.